Hello, my friends. I have something that I want to talk about that's really, really amazing. Um, so I just had like a really spiritual, kind of I guess I call it a spiritual experience, and it's just so mind blowing to me, and I want to share it. Basically, I realized that my whole spiritual journey and my whole spiritual search was keeping me running around in a loop, never getting anywhere until I finally give up and realize that here is where I've always wanted to be and to get to. And now that I'm speaking this sounds exactly like everything I've ever heard every non duality teacher say is that the separate individual, I mean, I'm not going to use lingo like that, but the person runs around on the spiritual search, and then eventually he gets so exhausted and he gives up, and then he realizes that everything he ever looked for is right here. And it's funny because I actually just had that experience, and this is why I'm making this video, is because I was just sitting here playing my guitar. Happens by grace, doesn't it? I was just sitting here playing my guitar, and and um, I was just getting really into the guitar. And then I started kind of like jamming and thinking about, okay, if someone were to listen to me play, in their world, their life, I want to play for them, and I kind of got into it. And then I was like, whoa, like we're all connected. We're all living these lives. And I started to think about kind of like a pretty psychedelic experience I had a year ago or 2 years ago. And after that experience, I felt completely wide open, completely playful, and completely happy, and just like this is my world, and there's nothing I need to do to become better. I am as I am. There's nothing I need. I'm perfect as I am. This is just play. I was in love with a girl. It was a beautiful time. I had very little self doubt, very little self doubt. I was just playing. And playing the guitar now, I just had a glimpse back to that time. And I realized that right now, like, I'm still that same person. I'm still that same continuation. So I realized that for about a year, 2 years, so that happy time I just spoke of, after that, my girlfriend left me. And after she left me, I got really sad. She kind of humiliated me a little bit. And I started to feel like I was wrong, like I needed to work on myself. I started to feel like I needed to do something better. Like she was really into spirituality and stuff, and she made me feel like she kind of like ridiculed me and tried to tell me like I wasn't, like, at her level or something, which is just ridiculous spiritual narcissism on her end, and I've kind of realized that. But I really left that experience feeling like I needed to fix myself and I needed to become better, and that I did wrong to her, and that I need to become better, and I was a fool to her. And once I, fix myself spiritually and become better spiritually and work on myself, then I'll finally be at her level and I'll finally attract a girl like her again, which is, it's really a painful belief that I kept with me for like a year or 2 years, and it's not true. But so I just had this when I was playing. I just had this experience that, like, everything's okay. I'm here. Here I am right now, still in the same world that I was in, a year ago when I had my psychedelic experience. And, after the psychedelic experience, it's just like everything is just great. But along the way, I picked up the idea that I needed to work on myself. I needed to fix myself. And for like a year, maybe 2 years, my whole life has been clouded by this idea that I need to fix myself. I need to work on myself. And like I swear to God, for the past 2 years, like I have intellectualizations of like, oh, everything's okay as it is. There's nowhere I need to go. Enlightenment is not a place you get to. I had these things in my head intellectually, but it's funny when it just slaps you in the face and you're like, holy shit, they were right. And you can't force it, because I thought I knew that. I thought I already knew that I was already enlightened, that there's nowhere to get to, but it's something you kind of realize. And I've heard many non-duality teachers talk about this moment in their journey, like Jeff Foster, Jim Newman, etc. And it's just so shocking that I'm playing guitar, and I've been on this huge spiritual search for 2 years, that And even, it's not even like this huge quest. It just defined my life. The idea, okay, spirituality, I need to work on myself. I need to ascend spiritually. I need to awaken. I need to work on myself. All that stuff just for 2 years kept me out of this present moment of saying that it's all right now, that nothing about me needs to change now. Nothing about me is wrong now. It's all okay now. But for 2 years, I thought I wasn't okay now. I need to fix myself. I need to awaken. I need to become more awakened, more spiritual, more enlightened. And it's really funny because every teacher says, Matt Kahn says, I went on a spiritual journey, and when I got to the end of the spiritual journey, I realized I never needed to go anywhere, and I was already there at the start, but I had to go on the whole journey to realize that. And after this experience I just had, I've been thinking about that. Like, holy shit, isn't that true? They say that the truth is loving. Alan Watts says when you realize the truth, you just want to have a big laugh, and all the non-duality teachers say, you realize that you never needed to go anywhere and that it always was right here. But if you're thinking about it, I thought I knew that. I thought that was in my head, but apparently it wasn't because I've been thinking I need to fix, and even just some vague sense. Like, you see all these coaches on Facebook. You see all these coaches like, you need to work on yourself to manifest a better life, or are you ready to do the work with me? All this, and I just absorbed all this idea that I need to work on myself, that I need to fix myself spiritually. I need to become more spiritual. I need to do the work or something. And it's just fucking nonsense. Let me tell you, it's nonsense. Don't trust anyone who claims they know what's going on. Trust people like Terence McKenna, because Terence McKenna will tell you no one knows what's going on. And isn't that the truth? That I spent 2 years thinking I had to work on myself, and that I couldn't be okay right now just because someone planted that seed of doubt in my mind. And now I realize, just like all the non-duality teachers say, that there's nothing that needs to change about right now. I'm already here. I was here the whole time. And here we are in paradise. So thank you for watching. I hope you got something out of this. And, best of luck.